What's up, guys? So I've got Daniel here with me. He's going to help run through our main 5 jab defenses that we like to start our people with. This is from our level 2 Jeet Kune Do curriculum. So if we're in our fighting stance here, he's got 5 main options. I tell people to memorize: push, pull, parry, slip, slip. Push, pull, parry, slip, slip. So the first is he can push, shuffle back. He pushes back. That's just, you're just opening up. Boom. Nothing else moves, just your feet. That gets you out of dodge. That takes care of everything. Somebody could be kicking at you, punching at you. If you're not sure what they're throwing, boom, just open up the distance. So it deals with the jab, deals with everything. Now we like to develop a counter right after. So we just put a jab cross on the end of it. So I've got a mitt on this hand, boxing glove on this. So I throw my jab, he goes push, jab cross. Yeah. Again. Push, jab cross. Good. We'll scoot in just a hair. Push, jab, cross, just like that. So easy peasy. The next one is a pull. So this one, you keep your feet planted and you pull your head back. There's a little more to it. You want to make sure your chin stays tucked. I tell people it's like you're giving bedroom eyes to your partner. So you want to tuck your chin and you want to think of just sort of bending your knees. Call it a heel toe sway because I sway my feet like this. So I throw my jab, whoom, he pulls. Now we do the same thing, jab cross. Boom, boom. You could come back with a cross. You could come back with whatever. Right now, we're just coming back with jab cross to make it easy. So whop, pa, pa. You can also combine this with a step, but I like to start people without any footwork on this. Just see if you can do it just with your upper body, and then you can change it up how you like. Whop, pa, pa. Good. The third one, so that's push, pull. So we did push, shuffle, we did a pull. Now parry. So with this, there's different ways to parry. I like to start people with a forward parry. That means you're just, I think of it like you take a big rock and you put it in the middle of the river, and now the water has to go around. If he puts his hand out like this, and I punch right here, he's safe. My arm, actually, if we go right here, you can see my arm misses him. So all he has to do is just put his glove right there, and I miss. Okay? So now you can just be in your stance. So I throw my jab. Look how little he does. Boom. And then he gives me jab cross. Good. Boom. Ba, ba. I love this one because when you pull it off, it almost feels dismissive of the person's punch because you barely do anything and you shut down their big punch. Bop. Just like that. Now if I go at his body, he just uses his forearm. So see how his hand is still up by his head? So he's not dropping his hands. Good. So push, pull, parry. Now let's do slips. So if I go like this, this represents my chin, but I brace it against, see this ginormous deltoid muscle and this ginormous pectoral? Put it right in the middle right there. Okay, so when he slips, he drives that jab. Boom! One of my coaches said, turn their head into a Pez dispenser. Whoom, like that. So he slips, boom, catches that, and then I can just bring this up and he hits that cross right over top. Bow, just like that. So go whop, ba, good. Whop, ba, good. Now, we're going to slip the other way. I know it's a little more dangerous to slip over this shoulder, go that way now. It's a little more dangerous because you have to worry about that hand. But doesn't mean you don't do it. Everything has the risk-reward ratio. And we're going to combine this with a pivot out. So, and he's actually really good at this. When we spar, he does this, and it puts me in a pretty bad situation. So he's going to slip as he steps, and then he pivots around. Go ahead, good. And then we just go right with the cross. So it allows you to sort of like load up that hip for a cross. Reason I say it puts me in a bad situation, look at this. So if he's on this side, good, you're gonna do the same thing. I go jab, he pivots out. Now, let me do it again. I knew what he was going to do. If I don't know what he's going to do, I go throw my jab, I miss. Look at where my feet are. I'm like this, right there. Ka-doo! I've got nothing. He's basically put me in a horse stance. Okay, so let's do it one more time. So he's going to go pivot out, and then boom, there's the shot right there. So let's wrap it up into a drill. So in this drill, I'm going to call out jab, cross, kick, kick. I might have a belly pad on and let him kick or knee that, but we'll just stick with this for right now. I can also call it like rear uppercut, boom, lead hook. So I can use this pretty versatilely. Is that a word? Versatilely? versatility. Anyway, whatever it is, right now we're just gonna stick with jab, cross, kick, and kick. Skadoosh, good. And we're gonna move around, and when I punch at him, he's gonna defend. He can defend however he likes. If I notice that maybe he hasn't done one in a while, I might remind him of it. But otherwise, I want him to just play with different defenses. When somebody jabs at you, when you use the jab, you're trying to gain information about somebody. You're trying to start to read their reaction, see how they deal with your attack. And when somebody keeps changing up their defense, you never quite get the read on them. You can't quite figure out what do they do, because I throw my jab, he pulls, then he pushes, then he parries. I can never quite get a read on him. So you want to have multiple defenses, especially against the jab. So here's the drill. Jab, cross, good. And we'll always fire back with that jab cross. Way, good. Way, ha ha. Yeah, cross. Way, good. Way, ha ha. Yeah. Jab. Way. Way, good. Way, ha ha. Yeah. Way, ha ha. Way. Now right now he's doing push, pull, and parry. If I put this against this massive muscles right here, and then I attack. Good, go ahead and give me that jab. Wah, yeah, boom, there we go. Whop, boom, yeah. Whop, whop, bah. So when I go here, I just keep on jabbing at him from this position until he does the inside slip. And then I know, okay, now I pop it out. And then we're back to here. Jab. Whop, whop, bah, good. So we'll call that time. But yeah, so it starts out with push, pull, and parry. When you go here, now they have slip to the outside. And when they're ready to reset, then they'll slip to the inside, land that big old cross, and then you're back to push, pull, and parry. Awesome, guys. We have a class about to start, and everybody's staring at me like, get out of here. So, bye-bye-bye.